Hello and welcome to today's short video on how to create a video upload. This is for the OLA Virtual Super Conference 2021, and I am Michelle Arbuckle from OLA. So today I'm going to be looking at a couple of different things, and a lot of the information that I'm going to show you today is actually listed on the speaker resources page of the website. So this is olasuperconference.ca/speaker-resources. And you can see here, for example, all of the upcoming deadlines. So your deadline for video upload is January 27th. And what we're going to talk about today are your recording options. So I've already done a different video with the audio recording, the default option. And today I'm going to be talking about video capture. So your options are, as I mentioned, the default or the preferred option is to upload your slides in audio, or to upload an MP4 video of your presentation. And this works best if you have a panel of speakers that require interaction or discussion between them, or if you need to integrate video into your presentation. So you can use any screen capture or screen sharing software that you might have use of in your organization, as long as it can record and export an MP4 file. Today, though, I'm going to be demonstrating how to do this in Zoom, as that seems to be the most popular platform being used right now. But of course, you can do similar things in Google Hangouts if that's your preference. If you do not have a Zoom account, or if you need assistance with the video capture, please do feel free to reach out to us here, and someone at OLA can assist. You'll need to ensure that you and your co-presenters have agreed upon a date and a time before scheduling this appointment with OLA staff. I'm just going to show you on that speaker resources page. You can click here, and we will essentially join your presentation and record it for you. So once you click here, it'll take you to a form where you can fill out the information about your presentation and your name, and then you can choose the preferred date and the preferred time that your group would like to meet with OLA staff to record your session. Okay, so now we're going to talk about recording in Zoom. So this is what Zoom looks like when you first open up a meeting room. You will see yourself in the middle of the screen, and you'll want to make sure that you have your video and your audio enabled. In this case, my video was not enabled yet. This was actually a picture, but your image would show in your webcam here. If you have other co-presenters, of course, you would see them in the squares around you here as well. You'll want to take note of your input settings. So please ensure that you have the correct input and output for your recording. I have a few different microphones here to choose from, but I know that my Yeti gives me the best sound quality, so that's the one I'm going to choose. And I want to hear my co-presenters through my headphones, so I'm going to ensure that I choose the right setting there as well. And let me just say here that wearing headphones is an important part of getting quality audio. It ensures that you don't get any feedback in your sound, or you get that terrible loop where you can hear yourself delayed through someone else's computer speakers. So please try to use a quality microphone and headphones for your recording in order to ensure that you do get the best audio quality. If you do have a few different headsets or microphone options, maybe just try them out, take them for a test run with your co-presenters and ask them which one sounds best. Now, once you're ready to record, you would click on this record button and you would choose record to the cloud. And this is important because recording to the cloud is really the safest in terms of ensuring that nothing terrible happens to your file. It's also helpful because then you could record it and someone else could download it. It's easy to share that way. But recording to the cloud gives you, it allows you access to your final video in different formats, which I'm going to get to in a moment. But for now, just press record once you and your co-presenters are ready to start your presentation, and make sure you're recording to the cloud. Now, this button here for share my screen, that's important, of course, if you want to share slides or any part of your screen that isn't just your webcam. I suggest if you have slides, you have one person controlling the slides throughout the presentation. This prevents any awkward transitions between speakers. Occasionally, it might be necessary for another speaker to indicate, next slide, please, or you could have a little sign, which is totally fine. At the beginning of your session, everyone should introduce themselves on camera before you start to present. If you're presenting a panel with no slides, then everyone will appear on the screen at the same time in gallery view. If each speaker is sharing slides, then when the first speaker begins, the others can turn off their cameras and audio to avoid causing any distractions. And then the next person will present, and so on and so on. And it will all be recorded like a webinar with the slides up front and center taking up most of this screen here. If you are using two screens in your office or wherever you're recording, make sure that you're facing your microphone directly when you speak. Otherwise, your voice may sound muffled like this instead of sounding crisp and direct. If you need to share slides during your video, you'll want to share your screen and allow Zoom to access whatever platform is showing your slides. So that might be allowing it access to PowerPoint. It might be Google Slides. So you'll want to share your browser in that case. How you display your slides, it changes a bit depending on the type of computer that you're using, Mac, PC, etc. So I would just recommend accessing the Zoom support page, which has a lot of useful images and instructions that'll help you figure out how to best share your screen. And then, of course, just practice ahead of time. Practice with your co-presenters, practice with another laptop beside you that's logged into the same room so that you can see what it looks like from someone else's perspective. And once your presentation is done, you'll simply click on the record button. Sorry, I couldn't get a capture of that. There'll be a pause and a stop button here. So you can also pause if at any point during your presentation you need to do so. And this is what it looks like once you go back to your Zoom account area and you click on recordings. So you'll have a number of different options when it comes to downloading your file. You can see the different options I have here from a recording I did a few weeks ago. So I'd recommend take a peek at each of the file formats to see which one works best for your presentation. You might want all of the heads on the screen all the time, in which case gallery view would work, which is not an option here. Or you might just want to focus on one speaker and their slides. I'm just going to show you quickly over here on the Zoom support page. I just Googled here Zoom recording file types, and it gives you all of the different options here of the file types that you can choose from once you've recorded your session to the cloud. So you could choose shared screen with speaker view, which would show both your shared screen, so your slides, and you as the speaker. You could show your shared screen plus gallery view. So this would show your slides plus all of the other speakers in your room. I'm not quite sure when this one might be relevant. I did just have a conversation with someone who was using the slides as more of imagery as prompts throughout their session, but not necessarily text heavy slides. So that makes sense in that scenario. But if you have a slide that only one person is speaking to at a time, then you might just want to go with the shared screen and speaker view to avoid distraction. Active speaker is just showing video of a speaker with no shared slides, and gallery view is showing the video of all of the speakers in that room. So this would be the option that you would want to choose if you have a panel that is involved in a discussion or a conversation where they're interacting with each other throughout the presentation, but you don't have any slides necessarily, or you're not sharing your screen. Then you would want to go with the gallery view. I'm also just going to make note here that there is the audio transcript option, and I would recommend that you download your audio transcript as well as your video file, because you can include that as a handout with your presentation. Now you'll see it downloads here as a VTT file, which is a specific format, but it's very easy to convert that over to a text file or to copy and paste that into a Word document for other people to then upload and for others to share. So just a few final notes. Once you have finished your recording, you'll want to download the appropriate version, as I was just mentioning, choose the appropriate version, and then you'll want to upload that final video file to the OLA Speaker Portal. I'm going to show you quickly what that looks like in the conference harvester. So I'm logged in here as Jess, and you can see here she has the task upload a video presentation. She would click on that, which would bring her to this page, and you could submit the file here. Now, I will note that only one speaker has to upload the file, and that task right now is designated to the first speaker listed, or the primary contact for your session. If you need to change that for any reason, let me know, and I can assign the task to someone else. If you get to this page, which is your tasks page, and you see instead upload slide presentation and upload audio, that means that I haven't updated the metadata for your presentation to indicate that it's actually a video presentation. So you need to get in touch with me, tell me the name of your session and when it's scheduled, and I can make that change very quickly, and then you'll be able to see that task as a speaker. Okay. And I mentioned here, only one of the speakers needs to complete that task, the primary speaker or the first one listed. Also a reminder to please keep your video file to a maximum of 40 minutes. Once it's, the system won't prevent you from uploading a file that is longer than that, excuse me, but the conference platform will cut it off after 40 minutes. So 40 minutes, remember, in the schedule is inclusive of any Q&A for your session. So you'll want to pay attention to that, pay attention to the timing when you're recording, and be mindful that if you go even a few minutes over, the Cadmium conference platform will stop playing your file at the 40-minute mark. I know I've also mentioned this already, but I'll repeat it again. We do encourage you to upload a transcript of your presentation, whether you want to use the transcript from Zoom, or if you wanted to create something that was a recap, a synopsis of your session to include as a handout. Either of those would be fine. You could include that as a handout in your task. You could also include any slides there or any other files that you think would be helpful for your audience. So that's it in a nutshell, how to record and upload your video presentation. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to reach out. The easiest way to get an answer from us is by emailing superconference@accessola.com. We are, of course, here to help you whenever you need help, because we all want to make sure that your session is as successful as it can be, and that this process of transitioning to a virtual conference is as easy as can be. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for presenting with us this year. We're so happy that you can join us, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.